Holy crap. Okay, so a YouTuber that I watch from time to time, I can't pronounce his name. I can't pronounce his name. I'm illiterate and I can't read, okay? Anyway, his name is flashing right here, okay? He plays Factorio sometimes. Like, he'll post some Factorio videos from time to time, and he just posted a new Factorio video for where he finally goes through the rest of the Space Age mod. Not the DLC, the mod from the really big mod. And I've been waiting on this video for over 2 years. And I have an autistic love for Factorio. Factory building games in general, I love them so much. I think it's because that I'm actually violently ADHD. So, yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like, comment, subscribe, and click that little bell notification too. And I have Try the Laugh submissions open on my Discord, so please go to the description below, click that link, and submit your funny memes to make me laugh. Okay. Now then, with that being said, let's get on to the video. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Alrighty, time for me to consume Factorio content. I love this game just so much, way too much. All right, let's go.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome back to Factorio.
Finally! Anyway, thank you. I'm sorry.
Several years ago, I started a playthrough
3 years
of
ago.
Factorio Space
Yes.
Exploration, and in this video, I'm gonna finish it.
Thank
That's my
you.
photos. Today we maximize shareholder value across the entire galaxy.
Indeed.
Advanced technologies like orbital bombardment, spaceships, energy weapons, space elevators, high-power machinery, antimatter, bioengineered plague. This machine
Bioengineered plague?
If you look at it, manipulating the very fabric
wait,
of
what?
machinery, antimatter, bioengineered plague. This machine that gives you autism if you look at it, manipulating.
Well, I'm ADHD, so I'm already kind of in that ballpark. Maybe it's because I love Factorio. I love this game.
The very fabric of space-time itself.
Portal gun mod? I did not see that in the Factorio mod list. I know what I'm putting on the mod list.
And the most advanced technology of all, talking to women.
You're never going to see me accomplish this one. I'm sorry. That's just too hard. Yeah, you can't. I love factory building games, and one of the requirements is me never being able to talk to women. So sorry, this is never happening.
No, just kidding. We couldn't figure that one out. To beat this mod,
yes, same.
we need to unlock these technologies and use them to build a spaceship that can fly all the way back to our home galaxy.
Too complicated of a science,
However,
talking to women.
fucking everything in this mod is trying to kill you.
True.
Drive you insane, or confuse you to the point of total organ failure. So to help you with this endeavor,
Wait, that was him.
drive you insane, or confuse you to the point of total organ failure. So to help me with this endeavor, I once
That was him. That's actually this guy.
again employed.
Employees, yes,
Ben,
indeed.
and Tristan. So
Whether they're paid or not, I'll leave that up to you guys to guess.
let us begin.
Oh, finally, it's the finale. Thank you.
So, the elephant in the room. Mart, why has it been over 2 years since the last Factorio video?
Yeah, why has
That's a
it?
great question. Oh my god, what's that over there?
Don't you distract me.
In part
Don't you
one,
distract me. This was a Satisfactory thing, by the way, which is another factory building game. That was a Satisfactory desert area in the map. I play too many factory games. I'm so sorry.
spent 100 hours building this wonderful factory, flooded the local public housing, used hundreds of balancer parts, and launched our first rocket into space.
And lagged your game to oblivion with that balancer part.
In part 2, we did an epic gamer move called restarting.
Yep.
44 hours on day 1, not sure how we did that, flew into space, built some outposts on other planets, and spent another 100 hours building this wonderful factory. At the end of that video, we left off right here on the planet Agni. Just before we walked into this mysterious little pyramid full of renters.
Ew, gross. The renters. I hate them. But yeah, he left us off on such a huge cliffhanger, man, and I've been waiting over 2 fucking years for this. Thank you. And he died, okay.
And this was where that video ended.
Yep.
And I didn't play Factorio again for over 2 years.
Yep.
I was busy. 2 years later, while rewatching Avatar 2, I realized that the humans were playing Factorio, and it was firing me up. Torch that fucking forest! Yes! Build turrets and walls! Yes!
Yes!
Blue freaks! Yes!
Yes!
Dude, shut up. Oh, I'm sorry. And for the first time in years that night, I fired up Factorio. Gentlemen, it was time for a tour. We've got the main area and the big boy bus, mines and production facilities connected.
If you hadn't played in over 2 years, I'm surprised you knew where everything in the base was, considering how big the space exploration mod is. God, it's so huge.
Together with a rail network, supersonic trains zipping around at supersonic speeds, a BBW protecting us from the disgusting, unwashed
beautiful wall.
this rocket launch area for launching rockets into your mom, these perfect nuclear reactors powering everything with no flaws whatsoever, the base in space, 2 bases on other planets, and most importantly,
The Zaza. The Zaza.
This tour left me feeling concerned. You see, this factory took over 100 hours to build and can make 8 science packs. Pretty respectable, but if we wanted to build that intergalactic spaceship, we'd have to automate all the science packs.
I did not realize how many science packs there are in space exploration mod. And let me take a wild guess. You restarted.
Gentlemen, it was time to expand. Energy science.
Oh, never mind. They got to it. Never mind. They stay with the same world. Congrats.
Manufactory to see how we make it, and died from lack of brain.
Hey, there's Sam again.
Every one of these mid-game science packs needs 4 unique data cards. Energy Science 1 needs polarization data in a laser facility, which I can make, radiation data in a radiation facility, which I can make, and electromagnetic field data in an electromagnetics facility, which I can also make. Are you still following me? The final
yes, I am.
Conductivity data is also made in an electromagnetics facility. It takes a bunch of items that we can already make, and holmium plates. And this is where it gets a little silly.
Ooh.
Holmium plates are made from holmium ingots, which are made from molten holmium, which is made from holmium powder, which is made from holmium chloride, which is made from crushed holmium, which is made from holmonite ore. Holmonite ore, as you can probably guess, is nowhere to be found on our home planet Norvis.
Not Norvis,
So I hopped into a rocket, flew over to a new planet, Ninlil, mined holmonite, crushed it into crushed holmonite, and of course... Turned the crushed holmonite into holmium chloride, shipped the holmium chloride back to Norvis, made the holmium chloride into holmium powder, melted the holmium powder into holmium liquid,
beautiful,
into holmium ingots, put them on a train, took them off, auto belt into a lubricant cannon, shot them into space, made them into plates, put those plates into an electromagnetics facility making conductivity data. The 4 data cards we made can now be combined in a soup. Computer to make an energy catalog. That energy catalog can be made into energy insight. Are you still following me? That insight into significant data, and what do you know? We can make energy science 1.
Yo, Energy Science 1. I actually did follow all that. I think I played too many factory building games. I am... Good job.
Well, that only took, what, 14 hours?
Oh!
I think I'm gonna kill myself. Speaking of killing myself,
don't do that. That's bad.
Him and I had been extremely busy expanding, constructing, synergizing.
It's not healthy for you. Please don't do that.
Stakeholder.
Stakeholder.
But
Nice.
beneath our feet, something had been brewing.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not talking about the log in the toilet. Uranium. About 50 hours ago, this uranium mine ran out. I knew it ran out, Ben knew it ran out, but we didn't do anything about it.
Did they forget to go build up a new uranium patch? And now their nuclear reactors no longer do the working? Uh-oh.
Why? Well, we had somewhere on the order of 50 bajillion uranium.
Oh, that's a lot.
2 warehouses.
That's definitely a lot.
Our factory used approximately 1 bajillion uranium per hour. So
Oh.
over the course of 50 hours, the warehouses had been depleted.
Uh-oh.
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 Wait.
Uh-oh.
This is bad. As the factory entered into a power death spiral, Ben and I then saw something much worse. In exactly 2 minutes, the sun would do a little trolling.
Oh,
and the only way
no.
to defend ourselves was pumping 2 gigawatts of power into this umbrella defense. We had precisely 0. There's no fucking power. I can't.
Oh, no. No. And there it is. There it is. There it is. Yeah.
No, bots. The Bosch.
Yeah. Not the Bosch.
First one.
Oh. Bruh. Oh my god.
And there it is.
There's a lot of the base destroyed. That's beautiful.
With the base now medium rare, we had to find a way to switch the whole machine back on again, which proved to have several problems. Problem 1, no power.
Yeah.
Problem 2, no uranium.
Yep.
Problem 3, to make power we need uranium. And problem 4, to mine uranium we need power.
Yep.
This is what the professionals call a bit of a pickle.
That is definitely a bit of a pickle, and is also my nightmare in my factories as well.
So, while Ben got to work building a new uranium mine, I scratched my head trying to figure out how to switch the power back on. And then it came to me. nuclear fuel reprocessing.
Ooh.
During the Colonial Mass Ejection Sun Ass Blast 9000, I had managed to scrounge together 20 whole fuel cells.
Nice.
Now, this wouldn't be enough to jumpstart the factory,
No.
so I built this. A small setup for centrifuging spent nuclear fuel cells back into uranium. To power it, I used these solar panels. And once I made some uranium, I turned that into fuel cells, and threw those fuel cells into the reactors.
Oh,
These
good.
did exactly nothing.
Oh.
These reactors had a fundamental design flaw. The pumps pumping water into the heat exchangers share power with the rest of the factory.
Oh.
So if the factory is dead, the pumps are dead. This was no longer a bit of a pickle. This was a lot of a pickle.
That is definitely a lot of a pickle.
Because we
I don't know what mod makes the water pumps need power, but in base Factorio, they don't need power. You just put them at a water source and they pump the water.
had 2 other small nuclear reactors just lying around, and these ones had pumps on separate power networks. So once I switched these on, the roboports were able to charge back up, and the main reactors in the lake could turn on.
Oh, good.
However, we were then presented with a brand new pickle.
Uh-oh.
Despite all the reactors being on at full bore, the factory was still fucked. The delivery cannons didn't know when to stop shooting, and the rockets thought it would be a great idea to fill themselves with random bullshit.
Oh no!
What the fuck? A full rocket load of random bullshit is a lot of resources, which made the rest of the factory kick on, and soon enough, everything was running at full power, and the reactors couldn't keep up.
This is a fucking disaster.
That is definitely a
This was no
disaster.
longer a lot of a pickle. This was an ostrobogulous sum of pickle.
Yeah!
Pickle for the
Too much pickle.
mind to comprehend.
Too much pickle!
The solution was
Way too
simple.
much pickle!
Build another reactor. This, however, was complicated by our good friend Tristan, who, at that exact moment, decided it would be funny to join the game, hop into a motor vehicle, and plow it through all of our nuclear reactor equipment. Tristan, what the fuck did you do to them all? Dude,
Oh
I'm
no!
gonna fucking kill you.
Oh no!
Substantially to the already ostrobogulous sum of pickle.
No!
Pickle singularity collapsing into itself and destroying the known universe.
Oh, well that's just
Lucky
great.
for Tristan, we did in fact have some spare reactor parts lying around.
Oh, brilliant.
And finally, the power was back on. Come on, yes.
Hey, the satisfaction's over now, we're good.
Uranium was flowing once again.
We're back.
We're so back.
We're so back.
The fundamental design flaw of the nuclear reactors? No. Like any good engineer, I scaled it up and pretended the problem didn't exist.
Dro.
A problem I couldn't ignore, however, was Tristan.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of him.
Be a young boy.
Yup. It turns out Tristan has been quite the antagonizer
He blew up the nuclear reactors. Oh no.
over the last several hundred hours. And quite frankly, I'd had enough. Now yes, there was always the option of shooting him in the face.
True.
2 seconds later, he'd respawn and continue on his merry way.
Yeah, there'd be
I
no
wanted
problem.
something a bit more permanent.
Okay.
Yo, Trista, come to the rocket area. I want to expand to a new planet.
Oh, alright. Robots are gonna be fill up.
Alright, Tristo. Hop in the rocket.
This one?
This rocket. We're gonna expand to a brand new planet, okay?
They're gonna send him to a new planet with no resources to get back. He's gonna be on an empty planet.
I'm in.
Alright. See ya.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
Alright, bye.
Uh-oh.
Hey. Oh no.
He has no resources to get back. It's all empty.
What the fuck?
Your brand new world, Tristan. Your brand new little playground.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
With the great antagonizer dealt with once and for all, I could finally relax.
Oh good.
Of course, the relaxation didn't last very long when I
Oh,
remembered
no.
we had literally only made 1 new science pack
Oh.
out of 20.
Ooh.
With my sleep
That's
schedule
not
getting
good.
steadily more abused, I
Yep.
moved on to Energy Science 2 and 3, which didn't need any new resources. Just a whole bunch more space and 12 new data cards.
Yep.
Rest assured, it was painful. Energy Science 4 was still out of reach behind Astronomic Science, and I didn't want to do that yet. Instead, I wanted to get my dirty little mitts
Okay.
on Piss Science
His science.
Advanced.
Ooh.
Material Science, I guess.
Okay.
So, imagine that whole rigmarole
I like Piss Science Advanced a bit better if you ask me.
fuckamagee that we just did to get Energy Science. Well, we have to do all of that all over again, this time with iridium instead of holmium. So, it's time to lock in.
Time for
The
space
closest source of
science.
iridium ore is on this planet Silverhorn. I took a quick flight there on Delta Airlines, which thought it would be funny if we landed in the fucking creek. Mined iridite, crushed iridite, shipped the crushed shit back to Norvis, built this huge machine for processing that crushed shit, first into iridium powder,
Lego
then
noises.
into iridium blast cake, but oh wait, sorry fucko, iridium blast cake needs enriched vulcanite. That's an intermediate product in vulcanite production that we can only make on the planet Agni. So I went to Agni, built yet another rocket, loaded it up with enriched vulcanite, flew that shit back to Norvis, added it to the rail network, made that blast cake. Can I eat the blast cake?
No, don't eat the blast cake.
No. Turn that blast cake
Oh,
into
don't
ingots,
eat
shot
it.
the ingots into space, made those ingots into plates, made data cards, made catalogs, insight, significant data, and finally, science packs.
Let's go!
Science 1, then 2,
Boom.
then 3,
Ding.
and then 4.
Hey, that's pretty good.
And that only took 20 hours. This factory building was stressing me out. But luckily for me, this was precisely when I ran into an old friend.
Oh.
A friend. A friendly
Oh,
bug that
friend.
was thrown down at the very start of the game. Not close to
Friend.
and I could have sworn he told me to quote,
Send 2,000 biters directly to hell with the incendiary artillery.
Do it.
okay.
I don't mind doing that. I built my mic. I'm so sorry. Yo.
Just like that, all my stress melted away. Kind of
Beautiful.
like this little guy's entire family. This bit
Nice.
of generation gave me the
I hate these environmentalist bugs that think they're better than me, saying don't spread pollution, but I'm going to, because what has the Lorax and Mother Nature ever done for me?
strength to continue our galactic conquest. And next on the agenda was astronomic science, which yet again involved a new resource, some long-ass production chain, and 18 million different data cards.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Introducing rigmarole fuckamagee number 3, beryllium.
Beryllium.
Once again, beryllium can't be found on Norvis, so into a rocket I went,
Beryllium-less?
flying it over to a new
No
planet.
beryllium.
Dione
Sus.
sus. However, before I could begin the refining process, I had to deal with the locals. A few dozen white nests spread across the planet, minding their own business.
Oh, well, okay. Not anymore. Ooh, Tesla gun.
Ah.
Nice.
With biters
No else else will
eradicated
spawn on the
with
surface.
diabetes, it was
Beautiful.
time to extract our beryllium. And at this point, I think you know the drill.
Mm-hmm.
First, we mine it, then we move it, crush it, squeeze it, pull it, bop it, twist it, get run over by a train, nut it, blast it, chop it, zap it, and bang.
Always got to get run over by a train to
Those
Factorio.
beryllium ingots are loaded.
You always got to get run over by a train in Factorio. You will be run over a train at least one time in your playthrough. People get run over by trains in Factorio so much that it's an achievement. Get run over by a train. I'm not joking.
Loaded into a rocket,
Here it is.
flown back to Norvis, put on a train, taken off a train, put onto a belt, put into a delivery cannon, and shot into space to make astronomic science. Astronomic science uses a combination of these cool telescopes, observation frames,
Okay.
and of course plenty of gnomes to make, like, observations.
Why is he whispering into my
All these
ear?
observations are then combined into data cards, those data cards
I
into
hear the
catalogs, those
demons.
catalogs into insight, insight into significant data, and significant data into science packs.
Ding.
Astro
Way.
Science 1, 2, and 3 got us new, fancy technologies, like the pylon substation, which has a really big electrical range, the space elevator, which can bring trains into space, and
Space elevator.
spaceships. We
Spaceship.
actually already had a spaceship. This one that we found in the asteroid belt that Ben had lovingly named the Cum Wagon.
Okay.
Hey, wait a second. With our new spaceship technology, I could up.
I don't know what game that is, but okay.
And even make new ships. So I made a new ship, named it the Bug, and flew
The
it
Bug?
over to Tristan's planet. Tristan, of course, stole my engine.
Oh.
Little bastard. Astronomic Science 4 and Energy Science 4
Well, at least he
each
picked them
use a
up.
special data card, probe data,
But it's clear that he didn't learn his lesson.
which is made by launching a probe in either the sun's orbit for solar probe data or in an asteroid belt for asteroid belt probe data. Using a dedicated spaceship, we can make it automatically fly to the sun, shoot off a bunch of probes, get a bunch of data, and fly
Oh,
back. With that automated, Astro and Energy Science 4 were only a matter of bringing it all together.
that's cool.
With that done, we
Ooh.
could research the next big leap in
With 4 more
material
sciences
processing.
left.
Naquium.
Da-na-na,
We began research just
Dun-
in time for me
da-na-na.
to do this.
Oh My God. He accidentally shot a nuke and destroyed a good chunk of his space. Oh, that's not good.
Oh my.
I would cry. Everything with the purple health bars right here, that's all the things that were destroyed. And it's a lot. It's a lot. I'd cry so much.
Was easy, but shooting this rocket had done something far worse than kill me. It blew up all of our asteroid field probe data.
Oh
and this is where I
no.
found out our factory had a few issues.
Yeah?
My first thought was, let's fly back to the asteroid field and get some more data. But the ship didn't have any space probe rockets. I checked
Okay.
the space probe rocket manufactory, and there weren't any space probe rockets because there wasn't enough aeroframe scaffold.
Oh, that's not
Aeroframe
good.
Scaffold is made down on Norvis, and they weren't being made because we didn't have any aeroframe poles. We didn't have any aeroframe poles because we had no beryllium plates. We didn't have beryllium plates because we didn't have beryllium ingots. On Dionysus, the beryllium rocket was completely empty because the beryllium production was completely stopped. And the beryllium production was completely stopped because there wasn't any pyroflux. There wasn't any pyroflux because we were missing vulcanite blocks. Vulcanite blocks come from this delivery cannon on Norvis, which was completely...
Did he stop that because he took some of the things in the middle of the vulcanite system, like processing? Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
completely empty. Tracing the empty belt back to the train station, there were no vulcanite blocks there either. Vulcanite blocks are made on Agni, so I went over to Agni, which was working fine. The production was moving, and the rocket was full of vulcanite.
Why didn't
The rocket
launch?
was full of vulcanite, but it wasn't full of fuel.
Oh.
Rocket fuel here.
I thought it's because he took some of these right here from the process and it completely stopped it, but I guess no fuel. Okay, never mind. I was totally wrong with that.
And the liquid rocket fuel was lacking solid rocket fuel, which was lacking coal. This chest is normally completely full of coal, so tracing this belt back to the coal mine, I found it was working just fine.
Oh.
But about 50 hours ago, the belt carrying the coal had been directly hit by an asteroid. The entire factory had come grinding to a halt because of one singular
Rock.
So
That is infuriating.
I fixed the coal belt, allowing solid fuel to be made, which was made into liquid rocket fuel, put into the rocket could deliver the vulcanite to the factory.
There we go, baby.
Take that vulcanite to the main base, the vulcanite could travel up to the delivery cannon, shot over to Dionysus, made into pyroflux, that pyroflux into beryllium
That is such a long
back to
process.
that rocket back to Norvis, those ingots into beryllium plates, those plates into aeroframe poles, those aeroframe poles into
That,
scaffold,
the
that
scaffold,
shipped into space with the train,
space,
put the probe rockets,
and
those
the
probe
probe rockets,
to
the asteroid field.
Spaceship back to the asteroid field, send the probes, get the data, head back to Norvis, stick them into science packs, and finally, we could research Naquium processing.
Naquium. It sounds similar to Naquato from the Greg Tech mod on Minecraft. Very technicalized Minecraft mod. It's pretty amazing. You should try it out if you guys like the technical stuff.
Of course, once we researched Naquium processing, we realized that to actually process the Naquium, we'd need vitalic acid.
Ooh.
And to get vitalic acid, we'd need biological science.
Oh.
Fuck. Biological science, like the rest of the sciences, needed yet another new resource called vitamelange.
I couldn't even begin to pronounce that, so thank you for reading that out, but this looks like a green slushy. I don't know why, it just does.
Luckily, a
Need the ones with the dome lids that you get like gas stations.
nearby moon, Alecto, was absolutely covered in vitamelange. So Ben and I loaded up on the now highly modified cum wagon and flew it over. This was the last planetary outpost we had to make, and we made sure to bring absolutely everything we could possibly want. However, we forgot just one teeny weeny little detail.
And what was that?
Vitamelange only spawns on planets with biters. And Alecto has a lot of biters.
Uh-oh.
Oh god. Oh, Ben. Oh fuck, you made a mistake.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
The fucking breach.
That's a lot of biters.
Bro, we're so fucked.
And you're dead.
What do I need? Inserter.
Ben!
Right.
Made a mistake, Ben, help!
Oh my god.
Bruh. Nah, I'm going in. Fuck it, I'm going in.
Oh, no.
Bruh. Oh no.
Oh, no, no, no.
We can... Give me a second,
Nah.
I'm making all shit.
Nah, dude,
Gotta
it's
die.
fucking over.
Oh, and yeah. Alright,
Oh, well, that sucks.
Fuck.
Even with your
For the
mech
first
suits.
time in a very long time, the biters had unionized and succeeded in keeping Alecto clean and factory free. This was fucking bullshit.
This means war. Nuke them out of existence, please.
Rentoids had won this time, but their victory had awakened our landlord Wrath. And our landlord Wrath would be back soon. With biter racism at an all-time high, Ben and I got to work on the Wildlife Harmonization Initiative.
Okay.
Actively aligning indigenous species management with our industrial ecosystem through dynamic habitat restructuring, fostering a balanced coexistence paradigm. That's what I told the investors anyway. In reality, we were going to fucking vaporize them from orbit with several fancy new toys.
What is
We
this?
headed back over to Electo
What was that?
and began work.
That's plutonium artillery. That's so cool! What is that? What is that machine? Is that an orbital laser? That machine is an orbital laser. I gotta play this mod. Oh, ooh. That was an orbital laser.
With
I
the
must
safe
play this
area
mod.
cleared, we rapidly began industrializing.
Good.
With a cuck box, nuclear reactor, walls, turrets, mines, and a hefty production site to extract that sweet,
That was like
sweet vitamelange.
yummy.
Over time, the orbital death rays would automatically target biter nests, gradually clearing the entire planet.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Of course, that was a lot slower than just doing this.
True.
Vitamelange, like the other resources, required several steps in its production chain, crushing into nuggets, growing
Fresh.
into blooms, sucking out the spice, and
Suck.
extracting the extract.
Extract.
With
Good.
Vitamelange on rockets and heading back to Norvis,
Beautiful.
it was time to make our science. And at this point, it's getting a little repetitive. To make all 4 sciences, we need 16 different data cards.
Boop.
Those are combined into
Alright, there's the
catalogs,
60 different
and
data cards.
significant data, and science packs. Bioscience was somewhat annoying in that it uses about 5 million different fluids, but I did figure it out and got it all automated. In about 15 hours.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Felt the warmth of a woman in years. And with that, we had finished
Same.
all of the mid-game science packs. And to sweeten the deal even
Did you say mid-game science packs? Oh, we're not. No, we're near done. Oh, good God.
more, once I finished Bioscience 4, I found this technology. The Plague.
The Plague.
So I researched the Plague.
The Plague.
The building to produce
The Plague.
And once the Plague was produced, Ben and I took it down to Norvis and gave it a go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh,
I don't know. Oh, yes. I see. There's a radius of trees getting destroyed. Look, the trees.
Oh, yeah.
Yo. Yeah, they just spontaneously die.
One single Plague rocket is capable of wiping out all life on an entire planet. Every tree, biter nest, fish, even friend.
No, friend.
No! What have we done, Ben? What have we done?
What have we
No!
done?
Not friend. I liked friend. It was so nice. Oh, man.
Friend corpse.
Friend corpse.
Oh, no.
That's so fucked up.
Not friend
Several
corpse.
minutes of intense lag later, the planet had been cleared. The war was over, the biters had lost, and the fish and trees were a worthy sacrifice. Well, kinda. We'd been making use of fish to extract microplastics from them. Without fish, the microplastic extraction machine would lay dormant
Oh, no.
for the rest of time.
Oh, no.
So, with the war won, it was time to get our hands on some Naquium and automate those last 4 science packs.
Oh, okay, we're on the last 4.
Naquium is a resource that can't be found on any planet.
Oh.
Its only presence in the entire galaxy lies in deep space asteroid fields,
Huh.
far, far away from any sunlight. To cross this vast distance, we needed to build a new nuclear-powered ship with a slightly funny shape. With that built,
Okay.
we set off.
Very slightly
Past the
funny.
moons of Norvis, through the asteroid belts, out of the solar gravity well, and into deep space.
Oh, my.
Further out than we'd ever traveled before. I'd picked out the closest asteroid field, Shattered Skies, which was a 20-minute flight. So while I waited, I watched Tristan.
I've got hoes. I got hoes.
Landing in the asteroid field,
The random asteroid.
profound solitude descended. Only I, fragments of celestial debris, and the immense, echoing void separating this desolate perch from home.
Oh, my.
Or something like that, I don't know. I
Yeah.
was here to exploit this place's mineral resources.
Yum, yum,
So I
yum,
found
yum,
the
yum.
closest patch of naquitite, mined it, crushed it, and shipped it back home.
Let's go.
Back this orbit, I loaded the crushed naquitite on a train and shipped it down to the surface to begin processing. Predictably, refining Naquium into ingots is the longest, most tedious production chain in the entire game.
Oh,
But
fun.
Let's not just gloss over it. I want you to truly understand how deep this shit goes.
Okay,
So,
lay it on me.
We begin the process with crushed naquitite. And
Okay.
we turn that crushed naquitite into refined naquitite by
And refine
combining
it.
beryllium hydroxide, blue exchange beads, and cryonite slush.
Okay.
Slush is easy, blue exchange beads are easy, but beryllium hydroxide is an intermediate in beryllium production that is currently only being made on Dionysus.
Oh.
So over to Dionysus I went, adding another rocket and shoving it full of beryllium hydroxide.
Oh.
Which is what I would have done if beryllium hydroxide wasn't a liquid. Beryllium sulfate to the rocket instead, ship that to Novus, refine that into beryllium hydroxide, and bang, we've got our refined naquitite.
Bada bing, bada
Yes,
boom.
Just step 1.
Oh.
Step 2, Naquium powder. Crushed
Okay.
naquitite plus holmium cable plus vitalic acid plus red exchange beads. The
Okay.
refined naquitite recipe actually turns its blue exchange beads into red exchange beads, but not enough
Okay.
to be useful. Just
Oh.
enough to be annoying. So
To-
we make some of those, ship in our vitalic acid and holmium cable, and bam, we've got Naquium powder. They
Okay.
also turn their red exchange beads back into blue exchange beads, so we've got to route those back to where they're needed. And now, step 3.
Step 3.
Naquitite crystals.
Okay.
Taking the product of step 1 and 2 and adding some vitalic reagent. And
Ah.
finally, Naquium ingots.
Nice.
Taking all the products from steps 1, 2, and 3, adding some pyroflux and methane gas.
Ethane gas,
I
yes.
don't have any methane gas.
Oh, that's fun.
So back to the asteroid field I went. Find some methane ice, which is really just solid fart. Ship the solid fart.
Solid
back to
fart,
orbit,
yeah,
on
that's
a train,
true.
Down to Novus, melt it into gaseous fart, and finally we have the very last resource.
Naquium. Oh, 251
Did
hours.
you think we were done?
I say that as if I'm shocked, but I've been spending over 300 hours on my Greg Tech modded server on Minecraft.
Sorry, fucko. Refined naquitite and naquium powder produce fuck-ass byproducts, namely beryllium powder and holmium powder. Can you guess how we deal with them? If you guessed throw it in the fucking creek, you'd be right.
Yep.
Well done.
Okay.
It
good.
took me so long to finish the Naquium setup that the energy beams on Electo switched off. Their purpose
What?
had been completed,
Oh,
and the entire planet
that took
was
so
now
long.
cleared.
It
So what can we do with this Naquium?
crazy.
You guessed it, fucko. We can make more science packs.
More science
One
packs.
needed more probe data, this time from an interstellar asteroid field, but was otherwise quite easy.
Woo!
And Deep Space Science 2 was also quite easy.
Oh my god! I don't know why I'm yawning so much.
The sciences were quite easy, but we'd be needing a lot of these sciences.
2,000.
This wonderful Naquium ingot production was fast enough.
That is a
but
lot.
it was severely lacking in crushed naquitite.
That was pretty fast.
Guys, our closest asteroid field was just not cutting that fucking mustard. So to find the asteroid field, we politely asked the telescope gnomes to look out for anything of interest in deep space.
Okay.
Melancholia?
Elon Kelly?
What we did not anticipate them finding, however, was this. Telescope data analysis discovered a new anomaly, Phonestra.
Huh.
Whatever this thing was, it wasn't anywhere on the star map. And looking at it with the satellite uplink presented more questions than it answered.
Oh.
I had to go look. And we just built the next generation in zoomy spaceships.
Zoomy.
This one, powered by antimatter.
Oh, that's cool.
On the flight over, I realized that I could make the ship's name pretty long. And even longer. And
Oh no.
fuck. Once we left the solar gravity well, we disappeared off the map. And soon enough, we'd arrived. Presumably, this was some sort of broken Stargate. And after picking up and piecing this thing back together,
Stargate.
it did indeed look very Stargate-like.
Yep.
To finish building it, we'd need a Naquium processor, which we couldn't make yet.
Oh.
It seemed for the time being, we could go no further.
Okay.
But whatever this thing was, I was gonna get to the bottom of it.
All right.
Naquium processors require Deep Space Science 3.
Whew.
And Deep Space Science 3 requires yet another new resource. That's
Cool.
right, I've lied to you. Naquium is not the final resource.
Well, I hate that you lied to me now.
Arcospheres are the final resource.
Okay.
If you thought Naquium was complicated, Naquium is fucking goo goo gaga baby shit. Arcospheres are so much worse.
Oh. Yeah, it's very complicated. Oh, good lord.
Our hands on Arcospheres, we launch Arcosphere collector probes in a deep space asteroid field.
Okay.
We then stick these blank Arcospheres into a machine that turns them into one of the 8 different Greek letters.
Jeez.
Greek lettered Arcospheres never get consumed, only change from one letter to another.
Okay.
And this is where it gets fucky.
Okay.
For example, let's use these arcospheres on space dilation data. It takes zeta and omega and spits out phi and lambda.
Okay.
Run this recipe a few times and we're out of zeta and omega arcospheres. I think you can see the problem here.
Oh.
To turn the now plentiful phis and lambdas back into the input arcospheres, we use one of the 8 different arcosphere folding recipes. Of course, it's not as easy as turning one arcosphere into another.
Oh.
Arcosphere folding only lets you do 2 at a time. And this is the really fucky part. So, our goal is simple. Design a machine that can bring an uneven amount of arcospheres back into equilibrium.
Okay.
In this example, we've got 160 total arcospheres. There are 8 types, 160 divided by 8 is 20, so equilibrium means there are 20 of each. This is what we want, but this is what we have.
Ooh.
So how do we get there?
That's not good.
This letter, xi, has 31 arcospheres, which means it's 11 away from equilibrium. Gamma is 4 away from equilibrium, epsilon is 3 away, zeta is at equilibrium, lambda is 3 away, theta is 4, omega is 4, and phi is 7 away from equilibrium. Add all these numbers together and we get a total distance to equilibrium of 36. 36 is this current state's score, and the closer the score is to 0, the closer to equilibrium the whole system is. Now, we can be a little smart and run a simulation of each recipe. For example,
I'm not smart enough for wires, but I feel like if I want to play this mod, I might actually have to be smart enough for wires. Oh god, no.
this one, -1 xi and -1 zeta, which gives us +1 theta and +1 phi. Run our little function again, find the distance from equilibrium, add those distances together, and we get 34. 34 is a lower score than 36, which means the state is closer to equilibrium. So, we do that recipe. Do this over and over and over again, each time blowing our score a little, and eventually we reach equilibrium.
Okay.
And here's that machine in Factorio. Each of these constant combinators is one of the different folding recipes. This block calculates the score based on the recipe, we compare all the scores from each recipe, and whichever one has the lowest result, we do that.
Okay.
Of course, this machine is a bit more complicated than that, and if you want to know more details, pause now and read.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Balanced arcospheres.
There's a lot to
If I take
read.
away all the phis, the system will account for this and balance it all out. Now that
Oh, that's
we
so
had
cool.
Balanced arcospheres came Deep Space Science 3.
That's actually really
It
cool.
was easy. All the data cards literally just used arcospheres.
Let's go.
With Deep Space Science 3,
Good God, that
Deep
caught me
Space
by surprise a little
Science
bit.
4 was now available.
Let's
the
go.
very last science pack in the entire game.
Ooh.
The end was in sight, and like all the other sciences, it needed 4 different data cards. Wormhole data.
Wormhole
Easy.
data.
Teleportation data.
Easy.
Reality hypergraph analysis data.
Easy.
And interstellar travel data.
Easy.
The hardest data card
Oh,
in
never
the
mind.
entire game.
I thought it was easy.
It's made in a Nexus on a spaceship traveling in interstellar space. The catch? The Nexus runs on several gigawatts. It's called for building a new, faster, bigger, more powerful spaceship. Behold,
So you can only make that data card if it's traveling through interstellar space? That's a really neat mechanic, but oh boy.
the most powerful ship in the Bean Boys Incorporated fleet. The Chungus.
The
Out of deep
Chungus.
space, I wasted no time getting her up to speed and shoving her full of data cards. Each flight could net us a bounty of several thousand interstellar travel data.
Beautiful.
Enough for several thousand science, which in turn was enough to research the final technology.
Beautiful.
Oh my god. Last science pack is done. Spaceship Victory. And for our Spaceship Victory, we would need a ship even bigger than the Chungus.
Oh.
3 layers of shields, 6 reactors, 14 heat exchangers, 8 condenser turbines, circuit
That's-
logic, the Nexus,
that-
and enough engines
that-
to
but-
reach light speed.
That's so much. Oh,
Gentlemen,
you average light speed?
Behold, the shitfuck 2. Using the immense power of
Pretty interesting shape there.
ballsack reactors.
Yeah, there it is.
Powerful craft ever created. The ship worked. All the systems were functional. It was time to begin that final flight.
Oh,
Flew
good.
Orbiter's gravity well, past the asteroid belts, into deep space, and powered up the Nexus.
5.
4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay.
That was it.
That was it.
Hooray!
Hooray!
So, that was it.
What about
All
the
of space exploration had been
what about the portal?
No. It couldn't end like this. What about the Stargate?
Yeah,
the
Stargate.
pyramids and all the weird shit. This was the coward's way out. The easy way out. And after 3 years of Factorio space exploration, the easy way out was unacceptable. Gentlemen, I was going to open that portal.
Yes.
But little did I know, this decision would completely break me.
Yeah.
Space Science 4 came the ultimate impersonal transportation.
Portals.
Portal gun.
Pew pew.
With Naquium processor in hand, I shoved all the necessary ingredients into the machine and it built a control panel.
Ooh.
The control panel wanted 10 gigawatts. So I gave it 10 gigawatts. Activating each of these nodes drew another 10 gigawatts each. So I gave them 10 gigawatts each.
Oh
90
my.
gigawatts total. It wanted supercooled thermofluid. I gave it supercooled thermofluid. It wanted dimensional anchors in orbit of 8 stars. Dimensional anchors. Powered them with 60 fucking gigawatts each. And finally, the machine was ready.
Oh, good lord.
Symbols. And
oh, the Stargate is turning on. That's a lot of biters. That's biters. That's a lot.
nothing.
Okay.
All that work. 3 years.
For a bunch of biters.
500 hours of Factorio. It was all just set up for the
biters.
final boss. The Stargate puzzle. The very first thing I noticed was this destroyed spaceship that I somehow missed. Reading through the ship's log, it contained some interesting information. It came from another Stargate, Thyrus, to here, Fonestra. But something went wrong and it exploded. And as it exploded, it jettisoned an escape pod to Norvis. Hey, wait a minute, that's me! I kept reading and found coordinates. These 3 very precise numbers which form a 3-dimensional vector. Graphing this vector looked like this. This vector looked familiar, because when I punched in random symbols and ran the Stargate, it also produced a 3-dimensional vector pointing this way.
Oh.
Reading through the log more carefully, this vector pointed from the Stargate Thyrus to Fonestra. So flipping this vector would point it from this Stargate back to Thyrus. Gentlemen, this was our target. All we had to do was find the right combination of symbols that produced this number.
Okay.
That, however, was easier said than done.
True.
I tried a bunch of random dialing to no avail. Each combination produced a totally different vector. Sometimes I get lucky and dial something close, but the target vector was so precise that there was almost no chance of getting it right by accident. It was time for more investigation. Nearly 200 hours ago, we walked into this pyramid on Agni.
And died.
These symbols. The same ones that were now before me on the Stargate. Checking the planet list, there were 59 more pyramids that I hadn't visited. Each with its own symbol, each filled with biters, and each on a different planet. So I built a new ship named the Womb Raider. What the fuck? And
What?
All 60 pyramids. Taking a screenshot of every symbol.
Oh,
Bringing
jeez.
the screenshots into Photoshop, I interrogated them closely and started noticing patterns. In this top big circle, I could treat each symbol like a triangle and fit them together into this. The net of a 3D shape with 60 triangular faces. This shape is called a pentachus dodecahedron.
I probably wouldn't be able to figure this out. I'm not gonna lie. Good lord.
And we had just assigned a symbol.
I'm too stupid for this. I'm a VTuber.
But this didn't really help. More investigation. The bottom circle. These small triangles down here also fit together into a bigger triangle with its top, left, right, and middle missing.
Okay.
This is where I made another discovery. The Stargate doesn't have 60 symbols on it. It has 64. Placing the missing symbols on the triangle completed it, subdividing into 64 smaller triangles, each with its own symbol.
Oh.
What? I'm looking at my schizophrenic diagram.
Me completely the autistic mod.
And they're not telling me anything.
Okay, but I still didn't know what this meant. So I kept investigating, and I kept noticing things. It seemed the direction the resulting vector pointed in was almost entirely determined by what I put in the first node, which gave me an idea. What if that pentachus dodecahedron was this first node? And the next node was our triangle. And the next one, a triangle within that triangle. And on until the last node.
Oh, jeez.
So I ran some tests. Dialing 2 symbols that were next to each other on the pentachus dodecahedron produced 2 vectors that were close together.
Okay.
Then dialing a symbol, followed by all the top, then left, and right symbols, when graphed, formed its own triangle.
Oh, jeez.
This was it.
So many triangles.
All I had to do was find where that target vector was pointing in the pentachus dodecahedron, then which mini triangle it points to, then which mini triangle within that mini triangle.
Oh.
But this
That's too much.
a new problem. The target vector was precise.
Very precise.
Really precise. And using this little graphing web app, soon enough, I wouldn't know if we were getting closer or further away.
Okay.
This is where I had a true stroke of brilliance. Writing some code.
Oh, no.
You don't know how to code. This is true. But I know something that does.
Yeah. Oh my God, ChatGPT. And there it is.
Newly created program, slowly but surely, I found the next symbol, then the next one, and the next one, until finally I had the entire combination.
That's an insane
All
puzzle
8
to try to
symbols
find.
ready to be dialed, and the game ready to be won. I got the boys on the server one.
That's an insane amount of effort to do, trying to figure out the exact sequence of symbols to try to just beat the game, man. I don't think I could ever actually figure that out.
Last time,
I thought Greg Tech was hard.
went down to pick up Tristan, and holy fucking shit, Tristan! Oh my god! And before I knew it,
Tristan, good lord.
ready.
Spending all that time with vectors and stuff, and Tristan built an entire Factorio base. And here we are. Did that work? And he's in Satisfactory. Oh, okay. He landed himself into Satisfactory. I can't believe that. All right, well, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure as heck did. He finally beat Factorio Space Age, and oh boy, it definitely looked like a headache. But yeah, again, I'm doing some Triumph the Last submissions. They're open on the Discord, so be sure to join the Discord and enter in your submission. That'd be pretty cool. And yeah, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that bell notification. And that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay, alrighty, bye bye.